Yes, yes.
Welcome to Il Palazzo di Lusso.
Welcome to Il Palazzo di Lusso.
There you are.
Hurry up, Sherlock. I want to see our room. I think there's a balcony with a view.
Perhaps in the meantime you would like to relax in the foyer? Tonight the restaurant is offering a complimentary Marlin ceviche.
If seafood's not to your taste,
Hey, Sherry.
everyone loves
Just our luck.
Benedict's batch.
The
Our
medium,
poached eggs
John.
with
Haven't we been
hollandaise
through
sauce.
this already?
Come now, Sherry. What did he do to deserve
If
that?
seafood's not to
The
your
servant
taste,
mentioned ceviche at the
everyone
bar,
loves
Sherry.
Benedict's batch.
Sherry, I'm a...
Cordell? The cane is made of ebony, it's worn uncared for, and bears a crest depicting a bulb of garlic in a meadow. Perhaps the hand grip is a head of a golden Javanese statue, probably stolen from a temple. The dents suggest it has been used as a bludgeon. This cane is an expensive and ostentatious weapon. Its owner must be vain, volatile, and of noble English blood.
Take it with you, Sherry. Let's return it to its owner. All right. I hope you noted down your observations in your casebook. But how are you going to find this nobleman?
Help me, please.
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
Help me, please.
That's a question I can answer.
Well, even with your keen senses, Sherry, I doubt you'll find the cane's owner on your first try.
And would you be confident enough
Why
to
not?
satisfy my
Let's see how
curiosity?
good you really are.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's beyond my knowledge.
Do you know anything about this?
Sherry?
My dear fellow,
You sure you
you're
know
talking to
what
the
you're
right
doing?
man.
Hey, Sherry, don't we now have the perfect excuse to visit the seance?
I'm just going to give the cane to its owner. You will not persuade me to take part in this show. The diamond was placed on the... There are light traces of rouge on the edge of this wine glass. Half a glass of Balblair Scotch and the remains of a Paul Aranaga cigar. This must be the ectoplasm. Too bad there's not enough for a proper
Ectoplasm. The ghost was here, Sherry.
It seems there may have been an unexpected visitor outside the window.
Ah, I hope it was the ghost of the Raja.
All right, John. Do you think a ghost could leave this footprint?
I'm reserving judgment. Use your keen eye to follow the trail.
Size...
So, definitely not the ghost of a Raja? Unless... No, what a shame.
Our witness was a nosy maid. Searching the entire hotel could be difficult. Perhaps the other maids can help us find her.
You lied to the poor girl, Sherry. What a tease. She'll dream about being a character of that book.
Surely a pleasant dream is better than no dream at all, John.
Oh, let's get back to the crime scene. I always love
Lady
seeing
Craven
you explain
retired to her
simple
room to
things
rest.
Simpletons.
Lord Craven remained here
I
until
love
the
the
staff
ambience.
reported that the medium was locked in the room.
It all began when the lady screamed and pointed at the window. Lord Craven jumped up, ready to face anything, ghost or human. The medium shrank back in dismay. He was not expecting such a reaction and had to quickly hide the ghost. The lady was the only one left touching the diamond, at least until she fainted. Oh, I forgot that you were here. I guess I should discuss all of this with Lady Craven.
The Cravens are upstairs in room 226. It is one of our finest suites.
If the lady was touching a diamond, then she would have felt the ghost take it.
Lady
What do you think it
Craven?
felt like?
You're...
Barely an hour has passed and you already have yourself a murder mystery, Sherlock. Why am I not
strangled
surprised?
with bare hands, judging by the bruises. Everything was tipped out of the bed as if it was searched.
Well, there is a professional medium right next door.
Fard Rouge Calomel Mascara, a real altar of beauty for the travelling temptress. Several £1,000, that's quite a fortune.
The mystery deepens. A victim with a checkered past and poor taste.
Someone was not happy with his post. Do you know anything about this?
That's a question I can answer.
I thought you wanted to remember, Sherry. Concentrate, and I'm sure it will come back to you.
Mycroft was adamant that we leave for London immediately after the funeral. He never told me why, but I saw how unsettled he was by the long requiem. The service was sparsely attended. Though my parents were buried separately, the pastor said they're united in heaven. I didn't believe him even then. I wanted to see her one last time before the coffin was interred and say how I loved her. The chance never came. I feel rather faint. Rest in peace, Violet Holmes. Goodbye, Mother. A candle in a small puddle of wax. It cannot have been lit for...
Is this really how you want to spend this time?
This is my mother's pocket watch, John. Who put it here and why? Are you not in the slightest bit... A man in fashionable shoes stood near the tomb. The size of the prints suggests he is approximately 5.5 feet tall.
Be nice, Sherry.
Whatever I need, it isn't here. We should explore Cordona. Perhaps there are archives that may shed further light.
Concentrate, Sherry. We need to hit every target to show Sergeant how we do it.
Hooray!
Come on, Sherry. It's just like in childhood. Steady, Sherry. My favourite mannequins for attack.
I could do this all day.
Please don't, Sherry. We don't have that much time. Let's move on.
Hooray!
All right. If you stand here and use your snuff box on them, you can definitely overcome them, Sherry. It's all calculated. Look at that helmet of his. You won't be able to get
Move
out
on to the
past it.
next room,
Helpful
new boy.
advice, John. I would
That's
never have
an
guessed.
order. Well,
Not at all. I can hit them all with one shot.
Good.
I'm coming.
No more crime for you until next month. Too simple.
The snuff's ready. You can overcome the brute now. Don't give him the pepper snuff. Now you're a certified crime scene consultant. Congratulations.
Excuse me, just one.
I'm glad
Thank
to
you,
see
my
such
friend.
civic consciousness,
Now,
but I've never heard
Shall
of
we
that.
head for Stonewood Manor?
Don't know. You have the whole island to investigate. It's all up to you.
After reading that, I am even less eager to return home than before. Let's investigate our manor. There she is. I did not expect these to still be here. It was enjoyable to practice using real handcuffs.
Hey,
to
that's
make an arrest.
Wooden Joe. He was always the best at playing criminals.
And this must be the reason our suspect was apprehended. Wood and glass, an irreplaceable tool for catching a thief. Funny. Wooden Joe reminds me of the trouble we once got in with the police. Do you remember, John?
Somewhat. Maybe we can recall more details.
The policeman brought us both home, John. That's why he was here.
I'm pretty sure he brought something else with him too. Do you remember what it was? I bet it was our reward.
No, we were not so lucky. It was a set of lockpicks that we had used to sneak into someone's house. That's why we were arrested.
Did someone come out to investigate all the commotion?
It was Mycroft. He smoothed things over and
A
convinced the
manor
policeman
all
not
to
press
ourselves.
The
Can you
officer left and
believe it,
never
Sherry?
returned. But
I have
we had
so
to endure
many
a serious
ideas.
talking to from my brother. Mycroft wasn't happy about
A
the
manor
fact that we
all
were
to
arrested.
ourselves.
Felt like
Can
he
you
lectured
believe
us
it,
for hours.
Sherry? A manor all to ourselves. Can you believe
Oh,
it, Sherry?
yes. Yes, now
I
I
have
remember.
so
It
many
was a
ideas.
letter. That's why we snuck into the house. Mycroft asked us to. He wasn't angry we stole, but that we got caught. One of the first things I saw when entering this house as a child. There may be a small chance that some of our property... Hey, this is the luggage we brought from London, isn't it?
Another memory incoming, Sherry.
Strange. I struggle to recall anything about the day we moved in. The only detail I'm sure of is that it was raining early that morning. There was always a hat on our stand. Our mother brought a slew of belongings. This trip was a challenge for our mother. I tried to help her.
Do you feel it? Is it the air shimmering, or is it my imagination?
Your neighbors will be told that Mrs. Holmes is suffering from tuberculosis. It is common to move closer to the sea in such cases.
Thank you, Dr. Richter. No, Sherlock, step away from her. Upstairs, go to your room.
Lean on me, Mother. Take your time.
Actually, I never heard her coughing. I remember now. Need to repeat this one day, but with bullets.
Oh, it reminds me of our neighbour. He had the same balloon in his yard, only bigger. Do you remember?
Yes. We visited him several times while living here. That does sound vaguely familiar. Wasn't his name, Theodore? Theodore Gildon, perhaps?
That wretch Goliath would murder us all. Mark my words.
Contortionist, you were not. Disjointed vertebrae. Difficult to say if it was a way to start or finish him off. A missing pinky. Middle-aged. It's none other than Theodore Gildon. A belt from a dressing gown. Curious. A kneecap reduced to splinters.
Oh boy, Sherlock. Another death means another question.
And we shall answer the question. It's far too interesting to give it up to the police. A strong pull broke this leash. A pool of blood and saliva, possibly as a result of impact.
Poke the elephant with this? Really? People are hopeless. Sherlock, take a picture of the footprint. It's valuable evidence.
A coal gas tank, enough to pump up an airship. Fresh signs of impact. A rough landing led to an altercation with this shed. In a fit of rage, the elephant broke the chain and threw its victim on the ground with a fierce power. Escaping the scene, it pulled the body with it, but dropped it at the gate. At least some of this was witnessed by a third party who was hurled against the shed.
Well, suppose you find it. Then what? Push it all the way back to the manor?
Is this familiar to you?
That's a question I can answer.
Strange. It was hung with care. The game has escaped us for now. We'll find a solution to the elephant problem later. She packed as much as she could carry.
What did you say?
Speaking aloud helps me think. The nicest spot in the room. Mr. Gilden spent hours...
Did Theodore seek some pink elephants with this?
A relatively functional choice to replace the finger.
I'm hurt. Holmes's desire to rake up the past is hereditary.
What's so special about this place? Another elephant? A catchy title. A partnership annulled with a single stroke of a pen. I should take a photograph of the plans. I don't want to carry them around. His second child, an apparent son and heir, I'd say. May I ask you something?
That's a question I can answer.
Bloodied bandages. Has someone been hurt?
Where would a champion hide a key?
An expensive set of tools for woodwork. An amateur wouldn't know how to use these. Shipbuilding, shipwright's tricks, sail weaving. To earn big, you have to spend big. Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. Old betting slips. Paul always bets on Whirlpool. One victory after another.
You should have a warning to cover your ears.
I'm coming for you.
Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready.
Too simple.
Give him the pepper snuff. Time to...
Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready. It's all yours now. Go for it.
No more crime for you until next month.
I couldn't miss the party. Eat lead.
Give him the...
I'm coming for you. I couldn't miss the party. I'm coming for you.
The snuff's ready.
Don't bother.
Give him the pepper snuff. And there's no reward for risking our lives.
Paul's explanation was...
I'm clueless. I don't know what this means.
He's even been putting up posts.
With your love for archives, you would have made the perfect bureaucrat.
Should it?
Concentrate, Sherry.
A contest for the guests of Cordona. Find hidden...
remember the monument. Cordona's legendary pirate, the Robin Hood of the place.
From day to night.
Market Square, beating heart of the old city.
I wonder if they still sell that.
Nice of Be careful with what you...
Oriental rugs at a good price.
Newcomer, talk to the professor first.
Straw dolls. Eerie, but effective for a scene recreation.
Oh, I want one of these. Or two.
Oilcloth. Won't fade and waterproof. Enough here to make 10 sales and more. This reminds me of my father's room. A plan for this whole operation. This might prove useful. I'll note it down.
Swift lost his temper.
Somehow the text remains legible. Let's see if I... A sickle for harvesting. The ancient Romans honored the seasons. A goddess? A mother? Someone's wife? There were 4 statues here originally.
I wonder what the 3 other statues look like.
I see now. Mr. Swift didn't realize the significance of the statues. It seems everything's in place. Now, let's see what this has to tell us.
I'm a busy man. I've nothing to add. I've nothing to add. I've nothing to add. I'm a busy man.
This fabric will... It might fool an elephant.
Mrs. Nini seemed to know her sewing inside out. I bet she missed us.
I hope Miss Nini won't misunderstand me.
He's even putting up posters.
The game... It injured itself while running through the forest. Peaceful and compliant, almost a gentleman. The left tusk is larger and more worn. You're a left-tusked elephant. She said it was a birthday present from a good friend. I just had another glimpse of a memory, John. It's fuzzy, but I'm sure it happened somewhere in the manor.
Finally moving forward. You know, I envy you, Sherry. You can talk to other people and they won't ignore you.
And I envy you. You can ignore any person.
I
you're
heard
bored with.
footsteps.
You don't
upstairs
miss
a
out on
second
much.
ago.
Most men are dull, unlike yourself.
Do we have... I heard footsteps upstairs a second ago. Wait, do we have an attic here?
I had a surprise for my mother. You had a shovel with you, John. I was holding an ancient Greek vase, or rather, quite a big piece of it. I remember now, we dug up the vase from Greek ruins here on Cordona, and were eager to show my mother right away. For some reason, the door was closed. We knocked.
But nobody answered. We thought that she was busy.
So we left the vase and ran downstairs. I decided to gather some archaeological tools in order to take a closer look at the vase.
But then we heard something, didn't we?
Yes. It came from upstairs.
The vase was broken, shards scattered all over the floor. And your mother was
Another one.
standing at the door.
There must be another one. There must be something important behind it. I can...
But we
Another
didn't
one.
believe him. I bet
There
he
must be
smashed
something
it.
important behind it. I can feel it.
The things are still...
Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object. It's a strange feeling to read about my father's death in the newspaper. I can't recall anything except the deep feeling of loss.
You were too young. It happened before we even met. It's so sad. I'm sorry. Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here? I hope not.
This room straps on the bed. Just doesn't look right. Oh, it brings back some memories.
Oh, I would love
Vase.
to take a bath right now.
Covering the wind. Not this one. Surface corrosion suggests it... This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason.
Look what I found! The White King. You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
The broken plate shards were all... Mother was troubled that morning. We had to put the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why? It's starting to ring a bell. I think it happened in the morning.
I don't believe you! Liars! Get away from me! It's not true! It's not real!
What?
Oh,
Everything will be okay, Sherry. I promise.
It was the morning of the 9th of April, the day my mother died.
Sherlock Holmes.
You sure you don't like art, Sherry? Back home, we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
Old, and hasn't been used for a long time. The left step's length is shorter than the right. It indicates that the walker was lame. Closed with a metal bolt. Footprints. Size 9.5.
Sherry, how about some company in that dreary chamber of yours?
Leave my loneliness unbroken, John. Ugh, sheer vandalism. Only an ignorant person could do such a thing.
Back home, we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the hatch bolt. He accidentally pushed a shovel to the floor. Vogel heard the noise. At the sound of his approaching footsteps, the intruder hid inside the coffin. When Vogel entered the basement, he failed to notice anything strange and left without properly checking. The intruder waited until Vogel had left the caravanserai before burning the paintings in Wilde's room. But the vandalism was a cover for the theft.
Mr. Holmes, I have something for you.
Don't miss. Let's pick. Be careful.
The wound is precise. It was inflicted by a razor or a knife. Soaked in blood. It seems as if the puddle of blood was... Judging by post-mortem rigidity, the body lay here for... The blood has dried.
I've heard of this style of painting. It is called Expressionism.
It appears the wine was truly awful. I wonder where he got that fancy camera. Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching. Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here. The chest has been searched. Red skin, tails on the back, reminds me of Werder's description of the stolen painting. The photograph was not... Mercurio was developing photographs when the intruder snuck in. Mercurio heard him coming. While the thief was searching the chest, the painter ran towards him with a bottle in his hand. He smashed it across the thief's head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief attacked Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags and tried to bandage him, but it was too late. Why did Mercurio attempt to snatch the painting in the middle of a fight? To strike the intruder? Not with his painting, it was too important to him. It's time.
Chemical magic painting we need, Sherry.
As expected, but that doesn't mean it won't tell us anything. I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John?
What?
Whew. Sherry, that was close. But you did. I can't let you walk around in a dead man's clothes.
beasts!
Murderers!
They're completely livid.
Drop them all into the sea!
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like Here we go again. Number of
Clearly
hours
a
on
left
Cordona.
handprint here.
Stumbling upon another dead body. 0.
A blood trail leads a furrow in the ground. A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently. Someone bled profusely here. Malpal, soaked with salt water. A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk. £1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona. An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something? Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here. I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain. Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping John. A violent death. This man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John. A man's footprint. A heavy boot with a worn-out... Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence. Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment. The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike. The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated. Someone was dragged against their will. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place? Roadman's cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
So, we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates, he stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade. However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, Mr. You think one
I owe you a
small
lot,
cog
Mr.
makes
Holmes.
any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
Oh, glad that wasn't me.
Not my best work, John, by a long shot. Naylor doesn't... want us meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you.
Your problem, not mine.
Sherry, wait. Sometimes you're too much like your older brother, and at the most inappropriate times and places. What a lovely man this Bernadotte is, eh, Sherry? Can't wait until we get to meet him.
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism.
Just look at this thing. It's huge.
It's a bizarre object, and yet oddly familiar. I remember returning home with a pair of perfect sticks. We wanted to turn them into training swords.
Oh, that's right. We stood there, frozen, staring at something huge in the main hall. It was a giant aquarium with a living mermaid in it.
Impossible, it must have been something else. Oh, of course, that mortifying hoax presently taking up space in our front yard.
Well, fine. Your memory's better than mine. But I'm sure we started examining it immediately. And someone else was around, too.
It was my mother. She asked what I thought of the artifact.
You were really concentrating and holding something in your hand.
I inspected it with a magnifying glass and was able to confirm it was made of 2 different skeletons. The mermaid was a fake.
And so it was time to smash the thing. Your mother took a hammer and...
Slow down, John. That's not how it happened. I remember other people joined us. The workers took the artifact and... Ah, yes. My mother's studio. She was an authentic...
I never saw the point.
Sir Robert
What does it matter if some artifact is real or
in a
not?
wager.
It still exists. Armor is armor, but look at his sword. Oh, how badly I wanted to wield the blade. Maybe you take it instead of your pistol.
Clearly, it was deliberately torn. I wonder why some...
Look, it's Roger. This jolly old man's well preserved. Even looks refreshed.
I doubt he drew much interest at the auction.
That's for the best. I'd be upset if he fell into the
So
wrong
many
hands.
calling cards. Mycroft liked to keep useful people at hand. This drawer was always closed. Only Mycroft knew how to open it.
I remember we tried to break it open and spy on him, but alas, had no success. Maybe today's the day. Oh, Sherry.
I'm starting to remember something. I remember this cozy blanket. It was perfect for...
Wigwam! Oh, that was a
I
joy
used this
to
ladder
build.
to look at the top
Imagining
shelf, right?
ourselves as wayfarers
On the day of
on the
Mother's
other
breakdown
side of
upstairs.
the world. Right you are, Sherry.
We heard a noise. I can't recall of exactly what.
When you're finished here, can we build a
view from behind
wigwam
the
from the
statue.
blankets? Like in the good old days.
Books and papers from the table somehow ended up on the floor. Now it's coming to the surface. I feel it.
Come on, Sherry. Let's go outside. Wait. Did you hear that? Come here, Sherry.
You call this progress? Charlatan, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
So there was a quarrel between them. I heard a noise in the hall. Let's check it out. An invitation that comes with a mask. We can...
Welcome, sir.
What if I write an article about... My goodness, Sherlock, they made a blood fountain.
A blunt force trauma may have suffered an internal hemorrhage. The wound is deep. A precise strike reached the heart. This crude tattoo partially covers a slave branding. The victim has clenched the fabric so firmly in his fist that it's nigh impossible to remove it. This worm-like sigil has been drawn with his own blood. He died right here. Enough cigars to burn down the entire mansion. Why don't people tidy up after themselves? An open wound spoiled the carpet. The wounded person, a bloody handprint on an armchair. A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood.
What about
There appear to be no further traces leading to the altar. The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it. Blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain. Identical to the robes the guests are wearing. This is a different ritual.
How can anyone accept such behavior?
A useful tool for a disguise arsenal. Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set. Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks. There's also a note.
Would you recognize me in one of these? I suppose not.
Similar to the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains.
So, Sherry, do you have any ideas about the case?
Perhaps. I think I can deduce what happened here. The bottle was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoking lounge. Then, to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The unconscious body of the victim was moved to the altar room. Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you all right? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I know what happened here.
I know. You can untangle this mess.
Sherlock, don't forget to find the information I need before the guests leave. We should have listened to the guests there. Now I have nothing to write about.
Back on track to solve the case.
Look, I found Werner.
Did you hear?
Good night.
All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring. It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone. A heavily perfumed handkerchief with the initials KM in the corner. The book describes a ritual similar to the one, her key to the altar room. A handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings. Not the time for privacy. Werner's personal sketchbook. An emergency kit for boredom. Thank you, officer.
Did you hear?
That's not something I know much about. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that.
Let's continue our...
I don't know what to say. I'm nothing to say. I'm nothing to say. I'm nothing to say. I don't know what to say. I'm nothing to say. I don't know what to say. I'm nothing to say. I'm nothing to say. I'm nothing to say. I don't know what to say. I'm nothing to add. I don't know what to say.
I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I can't follow you here. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I can't follow you here. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I'll visit.
Please let me out.
The air here is rather refreshing. I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
Please let me out.
I can't wrap my head around... such a tragedy at my party.
I recognize the key from the altar room among these. Miss...
I know you can untangle. This mess.
You'd better ask someone else.
Garden. There's a garden behind our manor.
Sherry, it's like you've...
Did you hear Basilio?
Don't have to...
Why didn't I remember we had such a big garden?
Maybe you forgot it for your own good.
Come here, Sherry. Hurry!
What are you thinking about? Is everything all right?
Don't go, Mum. I remember this artifact from Mother's collection. Mother's work journal. I liked poring over the detailed pages and reading about my parents' collection.
Did you hit?
Sherry, say something. Can you hear me? You're scaring me.
Sherlock, I'm here. Come closer. Sherry.
Coming.
Come here, darling.
This was...
Take me to my flowers, Sherry. They must already be in bloom.
As you wish, Mum. I bet you missed the fresh air, didn't you?
Terribly. The sun is far brighter than I remember. But I like it.
We can walk each day from now on. If you want.
That would be wonderful.
Indeed. Mother, would you like to go around the water?
That would be perfect. I always wanted such a nice pond in London. It looks so peaceful.
Mycroft knew you would like it.
We should put some fish in it, don't you think?
How about some carp?
That's a nice idea. Let's visit your father's tree. It grows so fast, just like you.
We could even build a tree house in it.
Yes, Sherry. Speaking of your father, could you call him out, please?
Mom! I'm sorry. He passed away. He's gone.
Sherlock. Sherlock. Can you hear me? Come on, wake up.
Get off me.
Sherry,
You knew, and more than that, you hid it from me.
you couldn't bear the truth, Sherlock, so I shouldered it for you. I took your pain, your horror.
I killed my own mother, John. It is unforgivable.
It was an accident, Sherlock. She was mad, abusive. You were a child, simply trying to help.
How could I? How could she? You were a lie, John. A fiction. A crutch.
No, I was a friend. Sherlock, please.
Sherlock?
What?
Are you okay?
I don't know.
I told you not to come, Sherlock. Where is he?
Who?
Your friend, John.
He's beside you.
Was all this worth it? Is he worth it?
Why is he here?
I think, in his own way, he was trying to protect me. A truth I couldn't bear. But now I must face it. There is only one thing to be done.
What are you talking about?
To expect adherence to the principles of truth and justice, but to fail to hold oneself likewise accountable, it would be hypocrisy. My mother died by my hand. I must turn myself into the authorities and face the consequences of my actions.
The consequences of your actions? You were a child. She did this to you, not you unto her. You are throwing your life away in an act of moralistic vanity. Think of all you could accomplish for our nation.
This is where we differ, Mycroft. To you, the ends justify the means. To me, the means have decided the end. The truth is the truth.
Fine, Sherlock. Walk yourself into the police station and pray those men you oft embarrassed hold no grudges. If you're lucky, they'll simply exile you. If not, I'll see you in 20 years.
Are you going to berate me too? Try and talk me out of it? As I told my brother, if I cannot demonstrate the character I chastise others for lacking...
Sherry, I think this is something you will have to do yourself.
Myself? How do you mean?
All I ever did, all I ever wanted, was to protect you from what happened. And now you tell me I was wrong to try, that it was ego or hypocrisy to show a young boy kindness. But it was just empathy, creativity, and love for one's self. So please, please, Sherlock, don't do it.
Why can none of you see it? The truth is the truth. A murder is a murder. Tell me, John, why?
Because you're breaking my heart. I know you've decided. I know. I just wish you hadn't.
I'm sorry, John. All these years we spent together, all the time I took for granted. You'll always be a part of me.
No, Sherry. That's the point. I don't think I will.
Why are you here?
Closure, I suppose. And to help a friend.
You and I are not friends. In a race between the thawing of the ice caps and our friendship, I would buy a boat.
Ha! Is that right?
I can see it now. I know what you did.
What did I do?
You needled me. From the moment we met, you were searching for weakness. You pushed me to pursue the truth about my mother. You questioned everything I did, everything I believed, to break me. To blur truth and fiction, reality, morality. A saboteur in silk. Was it vengeance, Lamb? Or do you prefer Klaus?
Excuse me?
You are Klaus Richter, Otto's younger brother. Do you hold me responsible for his end?
Ha! There was no love lost between me and my brother. I am sure you can relate. Otto was merely the gravity that pulled me into your orbit. Or you into mine. Once I met you, I could not keep away.
Why? What reason do you have for all this?
To help you.
You're lying.
To show you that you were wrong.
More lies. I know you now, Werner. Try again.
To see what had happened. Or is that yet another untruth? Does it matter? Take your pick. Who cares? You're my masterpiece. I turned Sisyphus into Ozymandias. You could not see the futility of your quest until I helped you to let go of the rock. And now, nothing beside remains.
I remain. Despite you and to spite you.
It is a matter of will and power now. Will you overcome this, or shall you decay? Oh, on that note, I brought you something.
I want nothing more from you.
When one wants for nothing, Sherlock, the best thing to get them is something personal. So, here you are. Now, please excuse me, but the gallery calls. I'm already conceiving my next project.
I was prepared to take responsibility for my actions, but again my brother conspired against me. A little diplomatic pressure and the trial was dismissed. Instead, I was exiled from Cordona. Freedom never tasted so bitter. Another perversion of justice at Mycroft's hand. With no means, no home, and no purpose, I returned to London. I enrolled at Cambridge University, but few lectures held my interest. I prefer to spend time alone at the hospital laboratory, pursuing truths in chemical form. No one there questions my choices. I have begun to attract a desperate clientele, men that skulk after me pleading for answers to their simple mysteries. At first, the distraction was unwelcome. Now I find myself craving it, lest my mind drift back to the island, to Mother, to John. What was her life worth? How many adulterers and petty thieves will it take to make it right? Can anything? I found it! I found it! I found it!
And what is that?
How far, bruises may be produced after death? How are you? You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive.
How on earth did you know that?
Never mind. The question now is about bruising. No doubt you see the significance of this discovery of mine.
It is interesting, no doubt, but practically...
Why, it is the most practical medico-legal discovery for years. Had we these data sooner, hundreds of men would have paid the penalty for their crimes. Cases oft hinge upon how a man died. Now, we can know which wounds he suffered alive, which occurred post-mortem, and what instrument was responsible. And ergo, one will soon be able to calculate with utmost precision when and where death occurred, sparing the innocent and damning the guilty.
Well, then you are to be congratulated.
Indeed. But, you came here on business.
Correct again. I am looking for someone with whom to take diggings, and heard you were complaining that you could get no one to go halves with you.
I have my eye on a suite in Baker Street, which would suit us down to the ground. You don't mind the smell of strong tobacco, I hope?
I smoke ships myself.
That's good enough. I get in the dumps at times, and don't open my mouth for days on end. Just let me alone, and I'll soon be right. What have you to confess now? It's best for two fellows to know what bruises each other carries before they begin to live together. My last companion and I...
Well, I object to rows because my nerves are shaken, and I get up at all sorts of ungodly hours, and I am extremely lazy. I have another set of vices when I'm well, but those are the principal ones at present.
Do you include violin playing in your category for rout?
It depends on the player. A well-played violin is a treat for the gods. A badly played one.
Oh, no, that's all right. I think we may consider the thing as settled. Oh, forgive my manners. My attention wavers. Sherlock Holmes.
Dr. John Watson.
John.
you.